here. Yeah, so you see here I have the dog cam picked out now. I'm trying to see if I like it. Do I like it better? I wonder if I think here. What does this look like? If I flip it vertically, do y'all prefer that? This view is how I see the dog, but I don't know. Maybe that's just like me overthinking it a little bit there. Maybe the Oh, you know what? I bet I know what y'all want. Y'all want to see your face, don't you? Yeah, I can do that. How far is it able to poke out? I don't know. I'm fucking my whole stuff now. Everything was not tight. Okay. Do a little bit of this. Not that really changed anything here, but how about that? Is that a little bit better? Well, y'all backseat me. Y'all tell me what makes it better and what doesn't. Oh man, not that cable. That's dangling in front of it now. How am I gonna fix that? Do like this maybe. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. Always aiming to be here early. Definitely seeing the so things we're gonna fix for next week here. The dream is to be doing this shit at 7 a.m., not damn near 11. But you know, a day at a time, day in the life, doing what we love. So can't complain. And yeah, actually, the chat module I want to disable again. That's what I'm gonna do over the weekend as well. I don't really need it because I already have like a. That was like before I had like a dedicated monitor for chat. I have that now, so. You wake up at 7:30. I wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. I hope to be here at 7. You gotta understand here, y'all. I'm Mr. Worldwide. I have a European audience, and they hate me because I always give NA all the attention. I always give EU the middle finger. Back with some groceries here. We have we got some delicious. You can't see it here, but I got the protein pancakes again. It's a little happy fun breakfast. Water, protein smoothie, headbands, check. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Mods, take care of this, please. But yeah, I wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. to walk skinny, but also to get ahead of my day here. Lately, definitely need to start paying someone for that VOD shit. The VOD timestamp shit be killing me right now. That takes a lot longer than I want it to. And I'm just like, man, I'm sure I can probably pay someone to do this shit for me. Need to hire some mods. Some shit. Some. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we're gonna start first with let's time out Trevon with your 6'9" cringe. We'll give you a 6'7" for that one, bitch. Alright, you're toast. Enjoy that. Then I will come back here to this. Okay. Let's start our workout. We're gonna start with open with stretching. Stair climber, intensive kickboxing, yoga, add, dance, Pilates, I guess yoga would be a good thing. Okay. Okay. Then get the workout setup going here in 1 second. Again, I hope that all this gets faster eventually. Because right now it's not the fastest. I apologize for that. Okay. Anything in particular you want to focus on today? I don't know. Like routine right now. Brackets on doubles is a hot mess. And well, I think I put in my title here. Brackets and doubles and manual breathing during intensity. Those are the two things that stand to me right now. Like my breathing is notoriously awful currently, so. I have a lot more songs than that. That's just like I need to install my other missing packs. If you remember, I had to reformat Windows again here. Yeah, brackets on doubles, dude. It's a bag of shit. It's a bag of dicks for sure. Calf stretch real quick. Yeah, stamina I admittedly suck at pretty fucking hard. I can tell with all the packs that people I'm gonna play I'm not that great at. So I can just tell, like, you know, what the regulars play. Oh yeah, just play this pack. And it's like every pack that's not starting pack of stamina, I can't even fucking do. Alright, I just want to fix this. Might move this down. Move it up. I'm going to take this. Move the glasses over. Okay. Like that. Yeah, I can roll with that. It is a bit better now. Cool. Alright, let's check our, did I fuck this camera up here? Oh. Well, that's not good. See we made a boo-boo here. The camera arm is in the view pane. You know, actually, if I just put this lower, I bet that would actually not no longer be moving. Potentially. Might be docking a little bit more bad, but. Let's see here. I want to ride over the dog cam. Getting nerfed. Just outside the field here. Something like that. I just fucked it up. Sorry, chat. Hang on. It's a bit close now. I had it like perfect earlier, but okay, we'll have to. Well, I'll work on it. I need to kind of move on. So okay. Dog cam work in progress, day by day. Yep. Small steps. Small steps. Okay. Are you ready? Max cardio, calories. Okay. Now we're locked in here. Alright, well let's I see that didn't do the thing I wanted it to do. 1 second. Let's boom. is apparently going to be a silly thing to happen. Sorry. Funny how that works now. Okay, buddy. All right. Alright, sorry about the waits, y'all. I had to get my shit together. Oh, you know what? It's Shift Tab to go faster, isn't it? Just tab. Not sure what my little macro thing was. Want to give a big shout out to Big Fat Braid here. Miss Kiff's receding hairline. Don't usually ignore the 1 viewer rates, but our friend here is dedicated because they also rated yesterday, but I didn't give it attention then. But I see now that we are persistent, so it's great to see you. This goes a bit more this direction. Are you tilted? Are you kind of tilted? Okay, now I definitely fucked it up. Okay, yeah, we'll go. It's not perfect, but all good. Let's move on, let's move on, let's move on. Oh my god, you're actually here. Okay, what's good, homie? What's good? Miss Kiff's hairline. You're an enthusiast here. Give us your detailed breakdown on the timeline of when the hairline was intact to when it came falling apart. Bonus points. Fill us in here. Is it common for someone of Miss Kiff's age to have a receding hairline? Brother, not me tripping over my own shoes. Aw, shit. A Lucid, my friend. What's good? I gotta say, you're quite the early bird. You are alive. I'm trying to get like you. I wanna practice my imperialism arc and take over the European viewership. I'm trying to get live 7 a.m. but I tend to not. I aim for that and not be live until like 10. So eventually, I'll be here earlier, hours earlier. But thank you so much for the raid. What's good, homie? For those who are new here, we have it all. We have dog cam, huge dog dad. I have a 17-year-old lab that loves to hang out in the room with dad while playing loud stomping games. Totally sleeps during it. Don't know how she even does it, honestly. So, yeah, we got dog cam. I play DDR, ITG. I am a doubles and singles player, so you'll see me doing 2 pads at once. Our goal right now is to get to 1,000 calories burned. You'll see here on the right, bunch of commands for you here in terms of like, if you're curious of like what my heart rates mean on that bottom left. If you're curious of what that 1,000 calorie goal means and why, and how I burn calories, you as well, because we're also human, how I burn calories, what my calorie goal is, how the heart rate works, what this program is, that Mania, how good am I at this game, my skill level. If you want to get into DDR and such here, you know, there is a DDR locator. If you want to know the dance pad, how to get it, you can type in dance pad as well. Got all kinds of useful commands for you. Quitting time is earlier and earlier. Skill issue. Lucid was live hours ago. You weren't there. What are you gonna do? I'll be here for 2 hours. Timer on the bottom right, yellow. Missing these reeds a little bit there. Yeah, I think my fantastic plus ratio is getting better, but it's also revealing where my misreads are happening a bunch here. Certain cross steps. Also, a bit of an evolution here for those who are nosy and curious. I prefer now to kind of just smack down the food during the session. In addition to having the smoothie, water, and hydration. So tend to just like eat the shit between tend to snap like a little bird and eat the shit between stuff. So, what up, Zayn? turn. Let's get turned. Oh, the ending. That was nice. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Monopoly, back again. Listen, Monopoly, your baseless projections are not appreciated, okay? Just because you got the Halo 2 world record, legendary, via taking a 2-hour-long Guitar Hero chart and just syncing up the note chart on a separate TV on the side. Pretend you're playing Halo, but really just playing a 2-hour guitar song. Don't project your success for my success here, okay? Oop. Caught. Reinforcing here that every speedrunner is just a closeted rhythm game fan. Coldest take ever, by the way. Not even gonna lie, unironically, why wouldn't this work? Like, take like a Halo 1 level run, like an individual level run, right? Could you not just chart the thing minus D-pad movement, I guess? People have done it for Atari Dragster. Look, I knew it. I'm like, in theory, if you just had a chart to read, all I gotta do is just like take those futile human muscle and nervous system brain signals and just remove the variable. Fuck it. True. Okay, for a 3D game, probably not possible, but for my D-pad games, for my 8-input D-pad games, D-pad and 4 face buttons, in theory, could happen. Could work. Especially, God, I almost, oh my God, bro, wait. Dude, I'm becoming a YouTuber. Who cares if you can or can't do it? Fuck it, do it anyway and make a YouTube video out of it. Doesn't even matter if it works or not. Just do it for science and get the clicks. I'm writing this down. I am writing this down. I am writing this down. Haters, go ahead and unfollow right now because your boy's cooking right now. What if speedruns were DDR charts? Ooh, I am gonna. When I learn how to video edit, ooh, y'all are. I'm gonna fuck y'all up, bro. I'm going to. If y'all aren't subscribed to my YouTube yet, y'all will be in time. Oh, you're right. You need something to like sync it and have it start on the same frame. Okay. I like the idea though. It's a shit post, but it's like what it would reveal as far as like all kinds of funny things here. Again, every speedrunner is a closeted rhythm game fan. How the line blurs between like musician reading a sheet versus a speedrunner just doing the very rehearsed thing. You know? That is some sauce there. Hope the set. Bless up, fam. Thank you. Let's go up to. Believe it or not, I was going to do Spin and Disc after this song. Spin's going to be a break song, so I need to do a hard song first. Fuck. Oh my god. Sloppy. Super sloppy. Oh my god. I was trying to do those jumps like optimized. You know what I mean? Like where you don't do a full lift on both legs. And the problem there is that I'm not good at that form that fast. So I had to like I would do the optimized jump and then have to like speed up a bunch to recover to do the next thing. So it's like an irony. If I just did like an energy draining full jump, I would have had less recovery lag and be able to whatever. But whew, shit. Hey, but you know what though? For those who are keeping up here, this is brain fart. This is week 4 of being back on DDR. We're officially gonna be 1 month in today. And my recoveries are getting stabilized. I can comfortably play 3 times a week. And now we're playing, we're playing 15s in Anthology, which is like a good sign. I wasn't doing that until literally last session. My calves, my quads are a little bit tight right now, but I'll get used to it in time. We just gotta do a hard song and then an easy song. Gotta light touch. Yeah, I was gonna come back and actually do a song. Actually, you're not. That chart was weird. It was like it was a cross step into a double foot switch cross step with like no real warning. It just felt really awkward. Did y'all see that? Or am I just like overreacting? It spins. Wait, what? Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Okay, wait, how do you... Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I have to write that one down. It spins. How do you spin? Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Like, do you... Like, how... Wait, what? I'm feeling like... So when I do that, you just like do... I don't know how you... Oh my god. Okay, so spin's the intended move, but obviously spins are high commitment, and so fuck that, y'all just cheese the spin by doing some other shit. Okay. Alright, y'all have to... Is there like a video on this, or like a... Can someone like DM me like a paragraph on like... Or maybe better yet here, like a clip. That'd be great. Someone should send me a clip of them doing a spin proper, and then like the spin when you cheese it up or whatnot. Because that would be... Oh my god, bro. Okay. 30 minutes up. Working. Okay. Okay, so those down arrow foot switches, those are evil, dude. I want to do with like a double heel, but I keep missing it. So I have to either adjust the heel to be a lot earlier than I think, or I need to get good and use my toe and then swap the heel on the second tap. That is, I'm glad we did that song, but I definitely need to work on that a bunch. For those out of the loop, our goal is part of my diet, 1,000 calorie deficit daily. So my ambition right now is to lose 25 to 30 pounds by March, and that will include doing DDR like you're seeing now 3 times a week. And during the DDR, I am burning 1,000 calories. The little man by the yellow timer on the bottom right there, the circle fills as I reach my goal. So we're about a quarter there now. Right now, I'm at 360 calories so far. obsidian. Getting it, man. Getting it. Fuck. Oh my god, that hand. Eee. Ugh. Oh my god, the burpee chart. Bro. Man, have you seen... Brother. When normies hit the gym, when a normie goes to their first CrossFit session, and they're like, what's a burpee? And then they do like 5, and they're like, oh, this shit feel like death. And it's like, yeah, go ahead and, we're gonna, give you about 20 of those. 20 of these? Yeah, we're gonna do a compound movement set. We're gonna do I want three sets of 20 burpees, 20 inverted crunches, 20 penguins, 10 each side, and let me think of another shitty one here. So reverse crunch. Oh, and then leg lifts. Leg lifts done correctly, aka sitting planks. What's up? 20 burpees, 20 inverted crunches, 20 leg lifts, 20 penguins. I want 3 sets of 20 of all that here. So you're gonna drop down and bang. You're gonna bang 80 things in total. 1 minute rest. 80 more things. 1 minute rest. 80 again. That's our warm up, brother. Normies would be like drenched and tapped out on that. Like, you want to get a workout done, no equipment, and feel totally gassed up, or gassed out rather. Just do that. Google what I just said. Do that. You'll get it done if you're like really out of shape. It might take you 20 minutes, and you will be done. I promise you. Like, you know, man, I need me a flat bench. I need me a weight set. Nah, bruh, if you really about it, I'll give you some shit that'll make you fuck your ass up for free. Damn, bro, for free? Oh, for free. Very catchy. God, I was so out of breath there. Oh my God. A little bit lightheaded, not gonna lie to you. Holy shit, that's a 9? Man, who the fuck had the cat on a keyboard? Oh, I hit enter on that shit. 9 my ass. Jesus fucking Christ, that thing was that was cross-step the chart. I should have wore a condom. Wait, I lied. They should have, other way around. Cause I wasn't fucking, I was getting fucked. Should have brought some lube before you took me to Pound Town. God damn. What's up, Tech? I'd die if I did that. Hey, you've done it before, you said. Oh no, you hit 180. Hey, here's the thing though, right? Don't admire my heart rate. Admire the recovery. I went from 190 back to 130 under a minute. That's progress. That's cardio health. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Every DDR session is a Zenkai boost to immortality. In our Father, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Post praise, chat. God damn it. Don't be disrespectful. It's not your religion, but doesn't mean you should just, ignore it. Do not remain seated for the Vegeta national anthem. You are to stand and show respect. First time playing this chart, probably gonna die. Not even gonna lie to you. chart was beautiful. That was such a banger chart. I am sad for having not played that sooner. That was amazing. Oh, sadly, my brain couldn't process the foot switch on the mine. I kept seeing it too late. I would see it, recognize it, can't do it in time. Okay, let's do the good old classic flamingo foot, and then I'll move on. Thank you. Really, really fun chart. Okay. Why do you do this? Whew. All right, believe it or not, we are halfway, or almost halfway here. 5 minutes left until the first hour is done, and then that'll be doubles. Doubles has been a bitch. So I guess we're gonna end this week with the finale on doubles then, or at least before I'm going to singles here, and that's gonna be a really hard song that I can't pass right now, but we're gonna play it slowed down because we gotta start somewhere. Pumpin. The AC blowing directly on the pads kills me. Lord knows I feel that during the summer. Yeah, I'm radical now. I have one of these in my office and in here and the bedroom. Now the haters will say here, why would you buy 3 window unit / portable window mounted exhaust AC units? Does your house not have centralized cooling? My house does. However, while centralized cooling does assist with humidity throughout the house to prevent mold accumulation in the ceilings and such, broadly, I run the AC at a very light touch, typically 77 Fahrenheit, and I choose to only cool the room that I'm occupying, to my desired temperature. So, a regular person may just cool the entire house to like 66 when exercising, right? Because they're going to be in this room really, really hot. And that's a lot of energy, not efficient. I'm cooling this room, and only this room, as I need. And my bedroom is a window unit, a nice one, I admit. But again, I cool the bedroom overnight. The rest of the house remains totally fine. So I did an experiment over it, see how it would work, and because I had read that centralized air conditioners and electric dryers are the two biggest energy drains in your house by far. Those two things alone usually are burning 40% of your total energy usage on average. So, so I just thought, okay, what if I just buy a unit that like only cools when I need it to, rather than cooling the entire house when I'm only occupying one room. So that's where we are with things now. A heat pump dryer, man, I want to get a lot of things. There's a lot of cool shit I saw in Japan. They don't even sell that shit in USA, bro. If y'all saw, well, I mean, you know, Sam, but like, dude, the American brain cannot compute how efficient and superior the Japanese bathroom is, bro. It's like we're in the Flintstone age. It really was eye-opening. I was like, bro, this is some inspiration here. I definitely want to. If I stay here, I'm just gonna contact Toto Japan and just get like the whole bathroom set import over here. So I'm gonna lock that shit in here. Okay. Anyways. Little preview here. Make sure this is not too slow.
Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Get up and keep the money jumpin'. Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Get up and keep the money jumpin'. Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Get up and keep the money jumpin'. Don't stop to get up and keep the money jumpin'.
All right, let's do it.
Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Get up and keep the money jumpin'. Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Get up and keep the money jumpin'. Don't stop to get the beat poppin'. Get up and keep the money jumpin'. Don't stop to get up and keep the money jumpin'.
really sloppy. And it's still too much. Got to drop that to like 80% speed. Whew. A lot of that was I couldn't read in time. And recovery. I couldn't, the brackets I had in the beginning when they were honest, then they became dishonest and were between a bunch of shit, and I couldn't do it in time. So, now here's the crazy part, okay? At my peak, I was hitting this shit at I want to say at 95% speed, maybe 93%. But I was getting pretty close to passing this, honestly. I don't remember if Fiera was here when I did it. And I'm pretty sure when I did that, oh man, that was bad. I had hit 203 BPM heart rate. I remember that. And I had a panic attack. I had a panic attack because I was like, okay, wait, this feels very not normal. Holy shit. I feel like I'm about to fucking die. It wasn't fun. And it took me like 30 minutes to recover. Like it took me a very long time to calm down. Like it was like nervous system was out of whack. It was terrifying. So I definitely had pushed way too hard to get that done. So but it's all good. I'm not hurting right now. We take it easy. Look at it. We're already back below 130. Okay. So GG on doubles. Yeah, the wet wound bathroom's really nice. I know, it's like, shouldn't every bathroom just have like a sloping floor that angles towards a floor drain? That way when all the water shit, the shower and the bathtub, if they ever leak, it just goes to the fucking drain. It's like, the American bathroom is just like stupid. Like, catch you later, Zan. Alright, we are swapping over. You're not wrong, Groot. That is a chart of art. Yeah, Chip. There are some packs. What are they called, Groot? Is it called like Gimmickzilla, where every pack is every song is like that? Also earlier, the AC versus centralized cooling. This reminds me of you talking about an air fryer versus a whole oven. Yeah, it's eye-opening, right? Because like, it's like when you think about it, the whole oven, you really only use the whole oven. I mean, if you're doing like if you're doing like bulk meal prep, or like Thanksgiving turkey, but like 1% of the time you need an oven of that much cubic area to heat up for something big. Most scenarios, you can use a mini oven, and even then, okay, Trihex, okay, Hex. What about my frozen pizza? Okay, genius. Cut that bitch in half or in thirds. Most mini toaster ovens have two trays to mount, 2 shelves to mount trays. What's the problem here? What, you can't cut your frozen pizza first? Alright, I thought so. Checkmate, bitch. So, I love attacking my Steelman arguments. Yeah, exactly. The oven. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's far from like the essential. Plus, again, the oven uses so much more energy than like if you just search the cubic area of a toaster oven on average compared to a conventional oven on average, and just recognize here that it takes that much more energy to heat up the cubic area of an oven. And that's where your savings come into play. Theory. Lock in here. It's gonna be an 11-footer. It's gonna be a bitch. What for? Regular Machi? Okay, somebody smart. What the fuck was that? What am I supposed to do there? I couldn't tell. Is that like a... Is that a heel hold? Is that a heel hold into a implied bracket where the toes of the same heel foot touch the note? Crossover double steps. Crossover double steps. Hang on. I gotta think what that even is. Okay. So that's when you. So that's when you cross over and then double tap like that, whether it be an over and under. Is that right? Crossover double steps. Okay, wait. But not double tap. Move to the next arrow while still crossed over. Okay. So, you cross over, whether it be under or over. Okay. Got that. Okay. While crossed over, you still hit the next step. So you're gonna cross over and not return to neutral. You're gonna remain crossed over, do one more step, then you're free to come back in. Okay. I understand it. Just recognizing that mid-song's gonna be a bitch. Okay, thank you. That I would have never. God damn. Here's all the rules. Now I'm gonna break the rules. Okay. I'm telling you, Root. Okay. I don't know if you remember. Minor thing here. We had a conversation 2 years ago. 2023. No, it was probably last year actually. When I was grinding on ITL 24 probably. When I was learning brackets, if you remember, one of the things I know it's not possible to do retroactively, nor do you have to even hear me out on the whole thing. I'm just saying my shit out loud, so I have to think about it here. I wish that training mode could identify the tech. I don't know if that's even possible, but if the training mode could identify the tech, this jump is not a jump, it's a bracket. This section has double foot switches. This section has crossover double steps. Okay, once they're identified, if in training mode, you can then have that section that contains it be a different color. You know what I'm saying? So that way when it comes up, it's maybe a different colored background for just that section. When those 3 arrows come, they're in a chunk of a background color. That way you could see, that's the bullshit there. Because it's kind of the problem I find now is that everything looks the same. You have to just distinguish the pattern in the midst of the chaos, because it's that's what makes it hard. It's the identifying and the processing under the stress, which I get it is how it is, but in training mode, if I could just see that chunk, I can grind at it and then eventually consolidate it. So I think it's a major thing that a lot of people would appreciate, because I don't know if you have too many people now who are even giving a fresh perspective on them trying to get good. I'm thinking about all things that I was going through because now it's even harder for me to remember what I struggled with whenever I was learning brackets and learning doubles, because I'm already 2 years out now. So I feel I'm holding on to valuable insight that I'm already losing here. So I know everyone who's already good at the game just like knows that they're good at the game, and it's like hard to remember how they struggled and how they learned. So I think it's like a valuable thing to retain and write that. I'm gonna write that down actually. So I don't know, like whenever I'm I don't know, less busy or whatever here. ITG Mania, training mode, color chunks, tethered to the tech, possibly tech identified in the chart. My chart pattern. Okay. There. That is, I'm just writing it down so I won't forget about it. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. Everyone says just play more and get good, which is like just again it's if you're not prioritizing accessibility, then you can't blame the non-players for why they're not playing, right? And I think that's the problem I'm seeing in a lot of communities. When your community is niche, it becomes insular and self-indulgent, typically, usually by purists and toxic gatekeeping because of a fragile ego of people. Again, this is not a DDR shot. This is a pattern I've seen over a lot of shit over the last 30 years of my life. And the Puritan pursuit and the ego inflation results in just the intolerance of anyone else new. And that leads to eventually a self-destruction of the community. An example of this in rhythm games would probably be the people who are toxic and gatekeeping about bar. The no bar purists versus everyone else. Oh, you're not good at the game, you're just carried by the bar. Well, the bar is there, Konami puts the bars there, Pumpin has the bars there, SMX has the bars there. Bars are all there, the bars are there for, I don't know, safety, health, accessibility, assistance, yada 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 here. I mean, you can go no bar, you're just putting more strain on your knees, on your ankles, on your pelvis, on your hips. All these high mobility parts that are very prone to getting a lot of wear and tear. So, yeah. So, and this is not really an issue now, I would say, but yeah, y'all remember 20 years ago how insane the no bar bullshit was. So, and that was when DDR was mega popular. So you ain't even got to be niche to have the toxic gatekeep happen here. That happens from fragile ego. We need way better new player onboarding accessibility. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying here. I wanna, cause the whole thing is I love Aero games, right? I wish that this got more viewership. I wish that this was not in the ass crack of Twitch, but here we are, right? And the thing is, the reason why I believe in it, sure, I like it, right? I like DDR, I like ITG, I like all the rhythm games, for sure, right? The reason why I believe in it, though, aside from my own just bias of enjoying the game a ton, is that I'm a boomer. Root, you're a boomer. So I remember what the malls were like in 03. I remember how much we ruled the world by 05. You know what I mean? I remember that. So it's not normies do find it impressive when it's a social thing, you know? We're having a real talk now. Okay. I might have because I've given up. I just like playing the game and sharing my progress, and if one person tunes in, it's not for me. Okay, so this is where I'd say, in a way, I'm kind of thankful that we've gotten to where we are now, because me not playing DDR seriously to get good until until 2023, but having been a streamer for 10 plus years, I now have the perspective I feel that is required to see through the fluff and recognize what's needed here. You see, I'm sorry, small tangent here, okay? In marketing now, in modern marketing, here's the issue, Bromid. The issue is not, are rhythm games fun? The issue is not, is you playing the rhythm game at your top proficiency impressive? Obviously, you playing well and getting like casual, you know, whatever, 99.999% on any given song here is very impressive. The problem isn't your skill, or whether or not it's impressive, or even whether or not your content is good. That isn't the issue here. The issues now are, I would say, mostly twofold. One is that it's not relatable. Just sadly, this is kind of an uphill battle. Here's a big one here, but like the average American just being a very sedentary lifestyle, not very physically active. Let's keep it honest here. It is what it is. I'm not trying to shame anybody here, but when the vital component of impressiveness is the athleticism, that does make it kind of unrelatable to the average unathletic American watching the thing, right? So there's that problem one. Obviously, for what it is here, like the average Twitch viewer does not care that I meal prep and eat clean. I actually get more viewers, and I even make more money when I eat like shit. If I just like let chat backseat on me on what I order from like Uber Eats or DoorDash, I could have a daily bid war over what thing we're getting here, and I would get more chatters who are more excited to reinforce their worldview of what they enjoy. You know, if I say, hey, I'm getting Taco Bell today, what do I get to eat? Bid war, and they're gonna fight to the death over like cheesy gordita crunch versus a, you know, nacho Bel Grande, right? Versus if I show them my meal prep, okay, it looks like shit, I don't want to eat it. Okay, next. All right, so problem one is that it's not relatable because it's like too foreign. And the thing is, it makes you realize here that DDR popping in the malls back in the early 2000s, the reason why it was popping was because you could see it in person. It was akin to like a circus visit for a child, but for free. You know what I mean? It was a live spectacle in a American consumer culture that rarely has these things happen for the fuck of it, right? You have to, all of these like spectacles of like live amusement are all paywalled typically. The circus, live performances, concerts, instruments being played, right? These don't happen commonly in the populace. They're all like paid admission things, right? So DDR was one of the few things that I would say was actually like a, oh wow, look at this shit, right? Okay. So with malls dying and just in general us becoming a more online existence, less social gathering, exacerbated by the Amazonification of USA, into COVID and quarantine as well here, we're more lonely now than ever, and there's no malls or even social gathering opportunities for things like DDR to even happen. So there's no, so, you know, 15 years out now, where there's like no DDR commonplace, right? There's still rhythm games, but they seem to be more relegated to like dedicated arcades, standalone, or establishments like Round One where you're already into the games to see the games. Malls were important because they had the non-gamers witnessing the gaming culture happen itself. All of that is that little difference there that still kept these kinds of things like this in the mental of an audience in North America, at least. So the problem isn't you. The problem is, now that I made my case here, the problem is you can't just play DDR because you enjoy DDR if you want viewers of DDR. Because there are no viewers for DDR. That ship has sailed, sadly. You have to look at it from Marketing 101, which is not what your product does, but what your product does for me, the customer. You need to bridge your product into the relevance of me, the customer. The viewer is the customer. The customer doesn't give a shit about DDR. They care about what's relevant to them. So you have to bridge it to their worldview. And so now comes the next question here. Okay, so like with all of that in mind, the question is how do we bridge DDR in rhythm games and in high octane cardio, right? How do we bridge this to what the customer and the viewer want? They don't care about Course K. They don't care about the nostalgia, early DDR packs. They don't care about the modern community with the custom packs. They don't care about any of this shit because they don't know about it because they're foreign to it. It's all foreign to them here. How do we bridge this to the normies who have like desires and cares? How do you bridge it to them? And that's a great question. I don't have the answers right now, but that is definitely that's how we have to think about it here. We have to put our ego aside and recognize that us being great at the game, you are great at the game. But the problem is, like, you're so good at the game, the regular person doesn't understand it. I promise you, the average normie has no clue what they're looking at. Like, I'm aware that you're hitting Fantastic Plus window exclusively, which is like mind blowing to me. But for them, watching you and watching like me is like the same. They don't fucking know any better. So it's sadly, I would just conclude here that I'm not sure. It's a hard thing to sell here because the only thing I can think of here is like you sell DDRs, like this like pro fitness thing, but it would have to be. It's almost like the DDR can't really be the thing you're selling. It'd have to be like a fitness program or like a revolutionarily accessible DDR dance pad. Like it had to be one that's like $100, that's like collapsible and somewhat good. This may already exist here, but like what I'm saying here is that, okay, notice how we fit. I'm gonna use the two examples that actually did well. We Fit, right, almost 20 years ago, and then Ring Fit Adventure about 8 years ago. These two products penetrated the psyche of the mass populace and made people embrace fitness in a way that they hadn't seen before. So I see that those two worked, and if we were to extract what they did well and what the appeal was for the regular person, perhaps then it could work. I don't know though. That's kind of like my best guess here. I almost think it would need to be like somebody kickstart some revolutionary collapsible dance pad that, whatever it takes for it to like not suck ass and be very cheap, like $100. Probably not possible. I'm not gonna lie. A good one that would collapse and have a bar and whatever else here. I mean, I'm spitballing, right? I don't have the fucking ideas here, but like, it'd have to be like that, and then the DDR would be the thing that reinforced the thing, because this is like how you make them care about it, I guess. Yeah. If you see here that like accessory bundled rhythm games did well 15 years ago, like Guitar Hero, then we can see here where things could do well now. I think it's possible. People are more health conscious than ever. The problem is that the health conscious fitness adjacent industry is full of scams, and people are fatter than ever because they're getting got by all the bullshit, and no one's giving them an honest way out. They're being sold lies continuously here, but that's a different topic entirely. But yeah, that's the problem, right? It's like, make them care. You have to make the product cater to what they care about. In the end, that's how I see it. Okay. Konami making home consoles is a huge loss to the game. I agree. It would be cool if it was more popular. I don't mind if it's being niche though. Yeah, no, as you see here, I'm in it for the love of the game here right now. It would be a lot cooler though if it was like if it had a bit more synergy, with like just broadly all the time sink we're putting in here. It'd be easier to justify in a way, but thankfully, I don't get too caught on that, Rogan. I think you're healthy. Your mindset, your perspective is very, very healthy as well, because I used to struggle with like, okay, well, if I can't get views doing X, then there's no point in doing X. That's what I used to think, which is a terrible mindset. And now I'm of the mental that, well, just one, that's a very shallow way to look at things. It's a very transactional way to look at things. It's not a good, not a good look. But also two, like, who cares anyway? Because like getting good at rhythm games is like a fundamental skill set in treating my reaction and processing speed. So I think you're just being good at Tetris, pattern recognition, pattern consolidation, and being good at rhythm games, processing, identifying, and execution. These are all like vital skills that are universally applicable across all games, period. So therefore playing DDR just makes me better at everything anyway. Like playing DDR is getting me healthier, my reaction time's getting better. So therefore it's good for me to play this to get better at Smash, to get better at Yoshi, to get better at Mario, etc. So it's not a waste, it's not a loss. It's also good for just doing my hobbies. I should still have hobbies. I shouldn't view everything as like only beneficial as like a business transaction. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I am now with that. I've given that a lot of thought, and in the end, it's okay if it's niche, but I do think we could make it more popular. We don't have to change the paradigm to make it more popular. I think there is potential to make it more popular. You just have to, and there's already proof, by the way. There's already proof of this here. You just gotta bridge it to what the chat and the normie likes. Like I said, I've seen people like Lakari who have played DDR, and they're playing almost exclusively anime theme songs, because that retains the viewership more. You're bridging what they enjoy. I know it's not as fulfilling for maybe me and you or whatever else here, but you could see where it bridges the audience in the end. So you gotta bridge what you like to what they like, ultimately. So, okay, all right. Let's wow, I'm sitting yapping for long. Let's keep going here. What are we doing here? Yo, War Champ was good. That streak, oh my god, dude. I know I was doing bad there. My hips were fucking dying. Oh my god. Oh my god. We were talking too long. My body cooled down. Had that one up there. The main problem with ITGs is that it verges on gray area when it comes to content. Yeah, this is why I have some ideas on how to. Step one is get really good at ITG, right? Okay. Then you, like, when you're really good, you invest and you like hire a guy who's like your full-time charter, and you're just gonna like chart all the shit that's like topical and relevant. Could be DMCA songs, could be K-pop, could be J-pop, could be seasonal anime themes. I don't know, but you make sure you have a constant ammunition of topical shit. Then you let chat be interactive. You let them pick songs some kind of way. You can paywall it. You can make it a raffle. I don't know, whatever here, but like. Doing these things is what I think needs to happen for growth to occur, for making the streaming of rhythm games more palatable and desirable. So that's what comes to mind on that, to me. Again, however, you know, the ceiling for rhythm games might be still pretty shit though, honestly, so it might not really be worth it compared to just like enjoy what you want to enjoy. And then Jet GC, your point. If a normal person's looking at ITG is too busy and has way too much going on from them, yeah, that's also an issue here too, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, unironically, playing like easier shit is better for like a more fickle viewership here. They can't see this shit. They can't fucking read it. It looks like a. This might as well be wallpaper to them, honestly. If I'm not saying that to any insulting here. It's like they can't read it, so they literally can't read the notes to sync what they're seeing on the notes to what's happening on advanced pad. They can't tell. I'm telling you, they cannot tell. So it has to be simpler of a pattern for them to understand the synchronization between the arrow density and the feet moving. Like, they're just not gonna be able to get it. So because they can't understand it, it's all foreign to them. They just like dip out. Sadly. It is an uphill battle in the end. Because it's psychology, right? Why do people find Elden Ring 0-hit runs impressive and then can't even understand what's going on with like any given rhythm game comparatively? It's the commonality of experience. They simply have not played DDR or rhythm game, or use their feet, or use their like eye-foot coordination, or really, if they're American, not really active either. So it's all foreign. Tragic. Okay. Yeah, 1,000 calories, but I was sitting here just fucking talking all the time. I think the only way to see growth is in your individual, let me see this here. Individual, spiritual, miracle, lyrical. Alright, snoozing ad. See growth is that you the individual that plays often, get to gather your friends or people in your area who don't play, get together some kind of small tournament for some cash prize and see what sticks and who doesn't. Host beginner tournaments that the new people know and understand they will only be playing against other new people. No, that's a good idea. The problem with it though is it's like it's very akin to like voter outreach, right? It's you're attacking a regional problem that's very much just a broad nationwide geographical problem. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's what you have to do, and that is a good idea. But it's like that's like acknowledging here there's like your small town doesn't care about DDR. That is like one of like 300 small forest fires. You are now starting to take one fire truck and put out your local forest fire when there's 300 plus. And the problem that we're seeing is just the density of forest fires. So it's like that's a start, but it's like it's attacking bottom down and not system top up. So it's like I'm trying to look at it like, you know, how do you what's holding back the perception of rhythm games? What's holding back the sustainability of this like being more than just like a niche that like we put our time into and like nothing really comes out of it here. I don't know. Like, it's a bit soon to have this kind of discussion, but it's like, you know, look how niche DDR is right now from like 2003 to 2023. Makes you wonder here, where will things be by 2033, 2043? I don't know. You know, that's like I know it's like a question, it's like a hard ask of anyone's concern. But I've seen communities come and go and die, and I'm like, you know, I don't know. I would rather be proactive towards whatever could be explored to make things more accessible. That's why you see me, rather than focusing on growth, which is what you're talking about, that's such a massive problem to deal with here. That's why I'm focusing on accessibility. The accessibility and the new player onboarding need to be really fucking good. That's the issue here. We can cite many examples of games that have a horrible onboarding system, like modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, where I'd argue, who is new getting into Yu-Gi-Oh!, a $20 billion franchise in present year? The answer is very few, because the game is so goddamn complicated and inaccessible and has a piss-ass onboarding system, because the game is so complicated now. A lot of games have that power creep going on with it. And I feel like where we are now, the community should have a better onboarding system so that at least those who do choose to get into this hobby could have a better time getting good, rather than just the advice being ram your head into the wall for 3 years and then you'll be good. So I get that growth is like a huge like mountain to climb, but we can always work on the accessibility and the onboarding, which is what I want to focus on first. That whole growth thing, that's a very non-linear, abstract process to figure out the best way to tackle that. It's just, it's complicated, honestly. It's hard to say really where to begin, where to start, and who has the money to even really throw money at those kind of problems to fix. What's up, fat left nut? Weren't you more muscular back in the day? Your question is like so vague that I don't know how to really even reply to it. Alright, is this like a bait question? Like, I don't know, I mean, define back in the day, define more muscular. May I ask why you're asking? Are you saying I'm not muscular enough right now? There's just a lot of questions to look at there with that one. You don't look bad, dude. I mean more ripped. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm on a diet right now. Exclamation mark diet. Yeah, I had a lot going on. I'm currently 205 pounds. At my best, I was around 177. And yeah, back in the gap, I only lifted. I went to the gym. I did weights and conditioning. I didn't do any cardio. I didn't start cardio until 2021 when I got to CrossFit. I went through a lot of phases. I was a gym bro who only lifted and didn't do any cardio. And then 2020, I got into CrossFit and really worked on myself hardcore and got very strong. I was a very tight 200, a lot of muscle. Then I got into DDR to get better for real in 2023. And then I slimmed up to 177 pounds. And then a lot of shit happened. And then here I am now. I had about a year and a half off of being routine and active. I gained some weight. But now my life is stabilized and I'm excited to be back in here. I'm now playing 3 days a week. So yeah, we're here. But it's just like the question, the way you asked it, just kind of. Thankfully, I didn't take it as an attack, but it could be interpreted as like a backwards attack here. You know, it's like, weren't you? I don't know. It'd be like me asking you, like, weren't you less fat back in the day? Like, it's just like, you know, like it's like the implication of how the question is framed could be one that's seen of like bad faith and an attack on like, shouldn't you be? I mean, you were more muscular back then. Shouldn't you be? What happened? Did you like lose your muscles? Did you like fall off? Like, you know, it just could be the way you asked it can be one that can be seen as like an attack, an interpretation. Okay. Read your last few. Do I make some on my pad? Yeah, I unassembled all the things and dusted them all out earlier this year. And I did a diagnostic check on everything here. Quite recently, actually, one of my sensor cable ribbons actually had been torn for quite a while. I wasn't aware of that, so I fixed that now. But yes, had a husband and wife. Went to me and my wife played around or two and looked at her husband play. You could tell he wanted to, but he didn't want to look silly in front of his wife. Yeah, no, that's a problem, right? That's the confidentiality thing, right? That's the whole. Nobody wants to look incompetent in public, and that was a problem before social media. Now it's like even worse of a problem because everyone has their phone recording and shit like that. So like nobody wants to like look like a fool in public. Sadly, yeah, that's another problem. But that's also where like that's mostly a problem when you're isolated socially, right? Like. Doing yoga or Pilates on your own can be terrifying when you're incompetent. But if you're in like the social construct of a yoga or Pilates classroom, then you're among your peers, you don't feel judged, and then you're okay like being a day one yoga newbie, right? So that's like that's something that can get solved with a social reinforcement of positivity, aka a class. How you would do that, I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of that's what I would see you doing next, is probably that kind of thing. breathe. I'm getting a little bit tired, not gonna lie. Phones have killed our ability to have fun. People don't want to dance or anything because they are worried about getting pinged on Twitter. You're half right. Phones didn't do that. Social media did. Phones did not do that. Social media entering its algorithmic content sorting era and becoming smart did. When social media was dumb and all timelines were chronological and controlled by you for who you follow and who you chose to follow, and they were in their growth phase, seeking user growth, not advertising partners, it wasn't slop yet. Now that it's slop for advertisers, now the phone's terrible, yes. Yeah, make sure to I get where you're coming from though. I really want to put the blame on social media, to be specific though, because you look at all of the issues in society, and I ask here, what good does the non-dumb era of social media do that the dumb era, you know what I mean? Like, it's like social media becoming less dumb just made it more predatory. It's built to be as addictive as possible and definitively predatory. So yeah, it's bad. And it sucks because it is governing the expectations and the tolerances of vulnerability for people. You're not wrong. People don't want to look like, they don't want to look incompetent even if they're totally new to a thing, which in being incompetent is the whole point, right? People don't try new things as much. Punching down for easy dunks and easy likes behind your anonymous profile is like totally normalized, which is terrible. And maybe finally here, not the worst point, but like, you do have the new generation now that kinda sees, or they operate in a way where like, if I don't do it and show everyone that I did it, did doing it have any value? You know? I think about the, you know those like those TikToks and those Vines where it's like, I'm sorry, I know the thing here now. It's a phrase called hobby maxing. I know, this is some zoomer ass shit here, okay? It's called hobby maxing, and like it's to the point where social media has trained people to commodify the act of being engaged in a hobby. I've seen them. There's TikToks of people who are like, I'm trying to hobby max, and I've tried these 20 hobbies, and they're not for me. And it's them recording themselves trying each hobby. Which again, I'd argue is you're making content, you're not really in the hobby. You know what I mean? It's a level of brain rot that I didn't think actually existed here. Like, nothing can be done for your own self-gratitude. It has to be for the appeasement of each strangers. Which again, I'd say is a social media learned behavior, which reinforces that shit is ass, and I hate it actually. I hate where we are with that shit. It does suck. That was one guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. The one guy had the really cringe example, but I promise you that's a thing for sure. Not to his extent, but definitely that thing. I get the exaggeration of TikTok one guys into a broader thing here, but that one I think is quite palatable because we've seen it with like Twitch. There are so many people who stream on Twitch who are like 0 viewer Andes, or they're in the 0 viewer graveyard, and they just have no clue. I've seen that anecdotally, like firsthand for years now, for a decade plus. So, I mean, it's a deeper topic here, but based off of what I've seen pertaining to Twitch, pertaining to Twitch and a few other corresponding observations here, it wouldn't surprise me. Of course, I don't have the data. It's how do you prove this shit, obviously, but like, definitely think it's an issue. And ultimately, it's a sub symptom of the bigger issue, which I think is that social media is toxic, like we're getting at earlier here, and people don't want to learn anything or do anything or be vulnerable or try DDR in public because they're scared of being seen while vulnerable because of the combination of smartphones and social media. Shit, Mr. Hellkite, what's good, what's good? What's good, what's good? These vertical foot switches, I'm terrible at them. Ugh. Well, yeah, I'm getting pretty gassed now, so I can just feel that my body's tapping out here. So we're gonna call this the final 10 minutes or so. I probably got maybe like 2 in me. Fuck. Ugh. So we're gonna go over to TechBit 5. Had a little bit more fun there. Figured out finale. I can feel my hips are a bit tight right now. That's what she said. And then we'll definitely getting tapped. Ugh. Whew. Hips don't lie, and I'm starting to. How do I do that? Oh my god. Fucking Zelda 2, bro. Ready to kick some ass. Chat, you ever sit back and realize if you did the Name 100 Women Challenge fictional video game women only, you couldn't name 100. Not only that, when you were doing your less than 100, you would start naming non-speaking role characters like Mew from JSRF, because you're already tapped on all the speaking women at this point. Which, if you count Gum as a speaking character, because she actually has a cutscene or something at some point. Isn't that crazy? I'm making a thing up right now, but like, I actually am kind of curious if I can do the Name 100 Women Challenge, video games only. Well, probably just fictional would be the easier one, and then video games first, and then when I tap out, then I can deal with the fictional shit. Oh, you're right. fuck, if we include RPGs here, you're not wrong. That actually, that would be pretty free. That is true. That is true. They all, to unlock them, you do challenge them. If you want to call that cutscene, you know, in depth. You're not wrong there. That's it. You got him. You got him. You know, that's why there's so much fan fiction of Mew, because such a well-defined character, clearly. You know, that's why my spank bank full of Mew porn is like off the charts right now. High key, I'm gonna tell Venom to cosplay as Gun. I'm gonna unite my fetishes with my capability here for a superior girlfriend flexing. RPG should be disqualified because it's all gooners. That is true. I mean, the mechanic from FF15 alone is already enough to kind of reinforce us here. Like, okay, we're not even like pretending. This is clearly just like, you know, patriarchy-coded occupations with like, a woman inserted here. It's Rule 63 for men. Let's just be real. You found me one mechanic that looks like what's her face from FF15, or that looks like Megan Fox from Transformers live action, and then we'll talk, okay? No, Lucina's fine. It's complicated. This would be a really woke challenge to have to like. We'd have to like get in depth here and break down what is a reverse gender rolled patriarchy confirming like normative bullshit, like the mechanic of FF15, versus like actual women that are like, you know, grounded in the existence of the patriarchy. Again, the point of the challenge is to reinforce here that patriarchy is real. So, anyways, that's like the boring truth though. It's like a whatever here. In the end, chat, low key, you know, I goon too, so you know, I'm not mad at it. I don't give a shit. You know, I too wish we had a world of like hot mechanics that dress like her. You know, shit. The more, listen, the more we are closer to, like, Gadget from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers being a realistic thing, in the context that, like, a woman can exist in a man's space, normalize women representation, and therefore it no longer be an exception to the rule that women can't be mechanics, then we're good. It's completely irrelevant that Gadget is a mouse, and conventionally would be in the furry spectrum. I admire her for her bravery and her dedication to her craft. It has nothing to do with her being a mouse. That just happens to be the best example I can think of because I challenge you to think of a better example. I will wait for your example, actually, Chiff. I'll wait here. Name me a better example than Gadget as far as, like, women mechanics. I'll wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Get back in the closet. Get back in the closet. Chat, I can't read the chat right now. I'm too busy playing songs. Last song. busy playing songs right now to read chat, but I'm able to be aware that chat is moving in my peripheral, but I cannot read it right now, or I'm too busy logging in to wrap up my session here. So I apologize in advance for this automated response over whatever chat is saying, but I have to politely ignore your bullshit right now as I'm logging in to get our last song done. Thank you. Alright, running this shit back here. What's up, what's up? What's up, what's up? Try hard to chat. Exclamation mark shield too, by the way, while you're at it. Alright, that was a push. Oh. God damn, dude, those foot switches. Whew. Okay, GG's. We're done here. I want y'all to see what progress tastes like. Oh, that's right. I didn't pass yesterday. I failed, so it wouldn't even be on here. Look at that. Look at that. Our first pass. Playing Wisp. Goddamn. When we played Monday, I failed, so it's not gonna be on here, I think, or something. Whew. Okay. GG's, y'all. GG's. Let's I'm gonna go shower. When I come back, we will whatever. Something. Whew. God damn. Fuck. Holy balls. Oh. Fuck. Just give me a second. Just gonna talk while y'all listen. For those who are here, exclamation mark schedule. 1 hour break when I come back. We'll evening stream. A little bit of Smash, and then Silk Song day 12. We're now 48% done with the game. Tight. And I have a new tool, and it'll be really, really fun. Tune in, follow. If you enjoyed DDR today, we are building structure. DDR every Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, 3 times a week. I intend, God help me here, I will be here earlier. That way it's not like eating into Silk Song like it is right now. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, but also it makes me really happy that I'm losing weight. I've been fat for a fucking while now. I'm trying to like definitely. I'm really happy to finally like start to reverse that trend, and I'm losing weight. It's going really well. I feel I'm getting better sleep. My body's changing here. My hunger is like weird. My like everything's. My body's doing the whole like physiology thing. It's like I'm pregnant with motivation. It's weird. Like I'm having like the hormonal adaptions now where like I don't know, it's crazy. Oh my god. Oh. Dude, I wasn't even farming on that one. You never like worked out and then had all the, when you're, fuck, I just dropped my whole fucking plate. You never had your whole like body change or whatever, like I'm feeling new muscle groups. My appetite, my hunger, my sleep, my dukes, they're all different now. Like everything's like different and crazy. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Y'all are. I don't know. Maybe it's some. Oh shit! What's up, Epic Taco Sam? Being serious for a sec, I remember you talking about DDR and fitness a year or so ago, and that led to me losing a lot of weight this year. I'm down 60 pounds. Shit. Okay. Okay, baby. I'm gonna take that, add to my. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I'm gonna one day tweet out. I'm gonna tweet out my my album of unsolicited chatters who have told me I was a positive change in their life. Because you're like the 20th person now to say that, and I'm gonna be like, for all my haters who blah 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 blah, fuck you, because I inspire real world change. What the fuck are you doing? Other than like bitching about your own beer entitlement at me. I'm gonna tell them what's up. I appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you, fam. Keep it up, bro. Keep it up. Okay, alright, let's see who's live. And I'm gonna find someone to raid here. I'm gonna go shower. I definitely am sweaty. Very, very sweaty. Looking right now, there could I don't know if Cuco is doing anything serious. I'm gonna see real quick here about that. If she is, then I don't know, maybe I wouldn't mind rating her. I don't know if it's awkward to rate someone who's going too serious shit though. I'm just like talking about the miskiff shit or not. Okay. Holy fuck, dude, I can feel my abs right now. Whew! Oh man. God damn. Do I feel my body going crazy right now? Fuck. Okay, I found a couple of targets here. Give me a second, let me see what's good. See what's Good. We're gonna find a phenomenal great target here. When I say doubles brackets, oh, that's hilarious. Honestly, not an online tournament, no. No, that's I never even thought about that. That actually is kind of funny to think about. Holy moly. Okay, so. Oh, okay, yeah, we oh my god, Kyuko is doing a Bulma cosplay. Oh man, I got to. Chat, we got a raid. We got a raid, right? Okay. Hell yeah! All right, so we're raiding Kyuko. Fuck it. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so in case she is doing something serious talk now, I don't know if she is or not, but we're gonna do this extra like positive raid message. So thank y'all everyone. I will see y'all in an hour. I'll see you soon.